Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the VULCAN Report. This end-of-day report is for Thursday, June the 15th, 2017. First and foremost, this is the post-Fed FOMC day. Yesterday, the Fed made the announcement that they were raising the interest rates a quarter a basis point. So basically, they did what they were not supposed to do. Even today on CNBC, they talked about the insane approach that the FOMC has taken. Like I have been exposing and demonstrating to you guys, you cannot have a situation where you're raising interest rates but yields are falling. That's like saying you've already paid your taxes, but I'm going to tax you again anyway. That's basically what you're doing. It's two separate opposing forces. One is going north, the other one's going south. It's not going to, it just doesn't work. So to me, their actions demonstrate to you just how broken the system is and just how out of whack everything has become. And like I said, they even had a panel discussion this morning on CNBC admitting everything that I told you. Makes me think they watch and listen to the VULCAN report. But yes, I was wrong. They raised the rates. I have to admit, I didn't think they were going to do it. I thought they were going to follow protocol and not raise rates because they couldn't, because the bond prices are steadily going higher. The only way you can normally do it is when bond prices are falling. Then you can raise those rates because they're naturally going up anyway. Yields are going higher at that point. But no, it just goes to show you that the Fed is not using economic principles. All right? The laws of physics don't apply. So the Fed has pretty much become irrelevant at this point. So I just wanted to point that out. That's the thing about making predictions. Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, but that's why I'm glad that predicting what the Fed will or won't do has nothing to do with making money. Nobody will make any money because the Fed is insane, and it's very difficult to try to ascertain what an insane person will or won't do. You know what I mean? So at any rate, hey, I was wrong. So what? But I was not wrong about what's happening with these bond prices. If you look over here to the far left, you will see, just as I have been saying, your bonds here, 155.11, all right, staying above 155 is powerful. That's very, very bullish. That's strong. That's showing you that this market wants to go a lot higher. All right, looking at the chart here with Bank of America, still caught here in this holding pattern on a weekly chart. Not making a lot of noise, very tight trading range for the most part. Almost a buck. It's about a 90 cent trading range. Not too much to talk home about. Even intraday charts are conflicted. You see spikes up and down, you know. So it's just not a whole lot going on here. Still, you know, slightly lower. The sideways prices, that's what you got right here. Market still needs to close above $23.27 to maintain any type of a hope of a bullish sentiment going into next week, though. So we'll see what happens. Bitcoin continues to slide powerfully. All right, it's down several percentage points off of its highs. Managed to retrace at least 50% off of the weekly lows. All right, and this is where we are now. All it has to do now is close tomorrow above 376, and it has bullish momentum going forward for next week. All right, now you saw the pointer here, and now we're building one here. So this says that we are going to possibly break below 300 temporarily. I don't know. But this is quite the trading range we've put ourselves in. Normally when you see double spikes like this, you see a spike up followed by not too long afterwards a spike down. All right, these two cancel each other out, and what they end up becoming is an established trading range. So here in the Bitcoin, we're going to trade between 565 and 297.50. So that's quite the trading range for us to be waffling around. And you see how elongated and narrow this Kumo cloud is, followed by enormous spikes up. Look at this incline. All right, so this incline is going to be enough to get it back up to that 500. But we're going to waffle around first. We got all this open air right here, and you have this established trading range now. This is letting you know that prices should not on a close exceed lower than here and higher than here. So the trading range has been established. Very interesting. If we look more at the Bitcoin complex, here is the other one. This one only has me scratching my head just a little bit because it's not doing it on a spike. I was expecting a spike with a recovery like the GBTC chart, but this one isn't quite doing that. But we are at a support though, so we'll probably get that little lift tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a take back Friday, and the Btsc. Btcs, on the other hand, is just same price as the latter, but this one is a whole lot choppier, as you can see. So what's the other one here? Can't think right now. Let's see. I'll find it for you in a second. It's a little less known one. As far as the VULCAN report, don't usually cover it, but I'm going to start covering it now. I'll find it for you in a second. If not, then I'll have to research it and get back to you. Let's see. I know where to find it. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, BITCF, that's it. Okay. So here, a little bit different. You see you got the spike here, followed by the spike here. Established range. Then we're spiking here, and then we're going. So this one is all over the place. So you have an established range here and here, followed by a spike here, and then it gives it up. So this one's weirder because it has this elongation, but it has like a dip. So this one is going to be allowed to fall. It can fall as low as down up in here, but then you have this incredible steep to get it back above 60 cents. So it should maintain a 60 cent trend line once it can get a close back above there. But for now, 60 cents going to be the resistance. And this one just all over the place. This one is really crazy right now. Not too much in it other than it just went up parabolically, and now it's kind of like just extending the range of volatility in it, if that, for lack of a better way to say that. So this one's still interesting though. This is still interesting, and we'll see what happens tomorrow on this one. All right, let's see. Let's move along. Let's take a look at gold. Oh, by the way, I'm putting together just a I can't do it in this video, but I'll be working on it. I'm doing another mini, this is a mini documentary to complement There Is No Collapse. And this one's going to be on the whole cryptocurrency situation. There's a lot that needs to be said about it. And I just want to explain a few things to people so that you guys can get it and know what's going on. So I'm going to be working on that for you. All right, gold is extending the decline. All right, here we're hitting into lower lows, as you can see on the weekly chart. All right, if it's going to recover, it has to do it tomorrow. It needs to close about 1267.20. Failure to do so will open up further downside for next week. And it's looking like my scenario that I saw of it cutting down here, getting to some low base around up in here, and then followed by a rip back up higher again. So it's going to scare people to death when it gets down here, this mid 1100, and then it's going to roar right back. Totally ignore this cloud and just rip. And then that's when we're going to get to that 1300. So right now in the short term, we're probably going to bottom somewhere around the mid 1100 to 1180-ish, 1190. Could even spike to 1169. And then we're just going to just shoot up. It's sort of like this, like an X. We hit the low point up in here, and then we follow by this just rip right here. This little space here, this rip. So down you go, and then you rip. And it's just going to rip off and catapult it out here somewhere. So we'll be around the high 1200s, 1300. Waffle around, close, and then rip. So this is going to be a very interesting one to watch going forward. Gold is going to be very interesting. All right, looking at silver. Silver's been the weaker of the two, and it's just, you know, been in free fall, trying to recover a little bit now. We're going to have a take back Friday. It's going to need to be a powerful one. The silver needs to close above $17.14 to put it, you know, to open the door for more upside momentum next week. Failure to do so will bring in hard selling, and we could be looking at the $15 handle next week in silver. All right, looking at oil. All right, free fall still. You know, the pointer doesn't lie. It's acting like a magnet, pulling prices toward it, and it's going to get somewhere around the bottom of the Kumo cloud, and then it's going to do a U-turn, and we'll be headed back up here again. So we're going to end up around $48. That'll be the median price before it's all said and done. All right, looking at natural gas, 90 gas. All right, it's trying to maintain equilibrium around the trend line here, but it does need to get up and go. If we're going to open the door to higher prices next week, we need to close above 309. Failure to do so will open the door for more sideways to lower prices next week instead of getting this out of this Kumo cloud. All right, let's see how that translates for UNG. UNG's been weak. It's going to need to get back up to here just to decide what it wants to do. It really needs to get to 738 to put an end to this this pattern of weakness, so it can get up and go. I think it wants to be that $10 stock instead of a $6 stock. Let's see what we end up doing. Last but not least, I'd be remiss if I didn't look at these bonds. TLT. Here you go. Just needs to maintain a close above 124.30. I'm sorry, 124.23 tomorrow. Shouldn't be a problem. Opens up higher prices for next week, and we're going to target around 130 to get outside of the Kumo cloud. So that's all we got. I will be working on the crypto mini documentary. I will deal with that. Probably going to take me a couple of days to get all my ducks in a row, but then we're going to deal with it. There's a few things people need to know. There's a lot of naysayers out there They don't understand what's going on. They don't understand the paradigm shift. And so we're going to have to go there. We're going to have to deal with it and put some cards on the table. All right, so that's where we are. Also, the collapse people are out again talking about a stock market crash. They don't know jack. They don't trade, man. They don't trade. They just peddle and fear porn peddlers. All right, how Barack said, they're peddling fiction. All right, there's nothing to suggest such a thing. Nothing. Let's just look at the Dow real quick before we end. Is there anything bearish on this screen to you? Anybody? Is there anything bearish on this screen? Anybody? Come on. Come on. Where's your crash at? Show me the proof of your crash. The only people, to me, this is the scary part of this. I'm going to play the other side, the devil's advocate, and tell you why I think that a crash might happen. Because the powers that be that control the rig market are planning to bring it down. And some people have inside information and they're touting it. The market's going to crash. That's date. Because your buddies have already told you, and your whole cabal, your whole your economic Illuminati hitmen have told you, yeah, we're going to bring the system down at such and such time and date. That's the only way that those people who are calling for a market crash will be right. So they can say, look, I told you so. Only because you're in the know. And you know that it's being manufactured. It's not market forces and not free market activity at work. If it were, then you would already see signs, and those signs would be in the algorithms, and I would have been told you. All right, I would have been told you. There'll be nothing to hide. If there's something to know, you guys know I tell you concerning these markets. I always warn you to take profits. I do that anyway. I tell you to take your profits along the way. Don't be greedy. Because what is my motto? Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back to these greedy markets. Do yourself a favor, come on over to pulsewavetrading.com, learn how to trade these markets, and learn how to navigate these murky waters of machines and algorithms. Learn how to create an extra stream of income for you and your family. I don't know anybody that couldn't use an extra stream, extra source of revenue. All right, so educate yourself. Come on over here and learn how you can profit from Bitcoin and Ethereum. Learn how to not only stack your physical gold and silver, but learn how to navigate the paper markets to your benefit. Learn what the central banks don't want you to know. And with that said, peace.